Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Danny, the Wicked Awesome Gardener, coming at you from my new space. And today I'm going to tell you all about this new space. For those of you guys who are new, we've had, God, close to 200 new subscribers in the last 3 weeks. Blows my mind. But for those of you who may not know or may not have been along on this journey since the beginning, Wicked Awesome Gardening was started when I moved to an apartment last winter where the landlord gave me permission to create as big and crazy a garden as I wanted to in the side yard of the building. And then in about mid-July told us he was selling the building. So there I am with this huge garden and this burgeoning YouTube channel that was really starting to gain some ground and take off. I was going to lose it all. So apartments here being very, very hard to afford. We're talking like if I wanted to get a 2-bedroom for myself and my kids who are now adults, they're 18 and 19. If I wanted to get a 2-bedroom, I'd be paying almost $2,000 a month, which is crazy considering that my income is not even like, it wouldn't support that at all. Let's just put it that way. No way it's going to support that kind of rent. I have a dog, like it just doesn't work. So long story short, I decided that if I'm ever going to achieve my dream of having a homestead type of life, I can't stay here. Right now I live in Zone 6B on the coast of Massachusetts in the North Shore area. That's about half an hour-ish north of Boston, and just anywhere within an hour, hour and a half of here is just not going to work. So it's time to move away, but to do that, I need funds. The only way I'm ever going to be able to save the money to be able to do that, I had to, at 40 years old, move back in with my parents. In some ways, that's felt really positive. Like, I don't see my parents very much, even though we live very close together. It's just, I'm always so busy and I'm in and I'm out and I'm in and I'm out and I'm doing all these things. So now I'm here and I at least can say like hi and bye to them every day and have a conversation and kind of know what's going on, in each other's lives. And that's really nice. My dad is also a gardener, so we're going to be doing some things outside. My mother likes to garden, and so we're talking about revamping the flower beds. It's going to be really nice to spend some time with her doing that. That's going to be really fun. Moving in with your parents at 40 is not a great feeling. It's really not, because you feel like you're backsliding and all of that, even though this is really just, this is a springboard. This is a launch pad to the life I've always wanted. So I'm here. I'm going to be here for a couple of years, saving the money that I need. You'll see in the next weeks on my wall here, there's going to be like a thermometer going up. So I'm going to be filling in as I start saving, which is great. Another plus to moving in with my parents is they don't use the upstairs anymore. They are in their mid to late 60s. And while they're, perfectly physically capable, there's just no real need for them to go upstairs, because downstairs they've got the bedroom, the dining room, the living room, the kitchen. They have a half bath. The only reason they need to come upstairs is the only full bathroom in the house is up here. So when they need to shower and whatever, they come up here. But upstairs, they have 3 bedrooms, a little landing area in the hallway, and the full bathroom. Another plus is that the small bedroom, which when I was a kid was actually my bedroom, before it was my bedroom, it was a kitchen, because other family had lived here with my grandparents before my family moved in with them. And up until the age of when I was like 5 or 6, I think it was about first grade, is when they converted the kitchen into my room and then shared the kitchen downstairs with my grandparents. So really, while I'm moving back in with my parents, it does feel like I still have my own apartment, because I have a set of rooms up here, a full kitchen, a full bathroom. I just have to share the shower. Not that big a deal. So I still get to maintain a modicum of privacy, which is really great. Now, the downside to all this is that because they haven't needed to go upstairs for anything, it's just kind of become the repository for junk. they did rent this room that I'm in right now to a friend of my brother's for a few years. And I guess he was apparently in and out of rehab for alcohol abuse. And there was a lot of stuff left behind when he moved out. We're talking like the weirdest collection of things, like a soft top and fenders for a Jeep Wrangler, 5 or 6 different video game systems, piles of games, and let's see, a card game tabletop, various computers, a toaster oven. Like there's just a big collection of things that were left. Add to that, my dad is a bit of a, how do we put this delicately? A collector of things that he wants to use or will be of use to someone someday, but for now are just getting covered with dust sitting in a room, just kind of piled haphazardly. He is that kind of collector. On top of that, my parents are both smokers, and so there is decades of cigarette smoke that is collected up here that has not been taken care of. So I've been here for about 7 weeks, and I have been cleaning and scrubbing and decluttering and throwing things away and donating things and giving things to friends who could use them. And I'm finally starting to make some progress, but I figured that just in the interest of look what you can do with a little bit of elbow grease and just the tiniest bit of money, because I have done this on a budget. I'm trying to save for a homestead. I don't need to be sinking tons and tons and tons of money in here, but I figured I would show you a little bit of what I walked into. So you can see here what it looked like when I came in. My parents had cleaned out this room 99%, as you can see by that wonderful, wonderful clock on the wall, or on the door there, the closet door. The floors in this room and the front room and the hallway are just bare wood, and God, they would be beautiful if they were refinished, but my dad doesn't want to make any repairs to the house because they plan to sell it in a couple of years, and he just wants to do it as is. Now, this is the room with all the clutter in it, just all that stuff that's left behind by the tenant. And not everything in there is the tenant's clutter. The bookcase, the drum set, the speakers that don't actually have speakers in them. It's just the housing for the speaker, but they're useful. So here's the space at the end of the hall. Right now, that's just a repository for extra things. And then this front room, which is actually full of way more stuff now because I've put my couch in there, and some of the things that I haven't been able to give away yet or sell off from the other room have now been moved in there, and that's something I'm attacking tomorrow. So then into this bathroom, which is a disgusting pink color, plus just nicotine yellowing and dripping from the walls. Why there is a saw on the toilet, I have no idea. Yeah, but that's pretty much what I've been dealing with, is just the hoard and the dirt. Ugh. The end of the hall, the exercise bike that nobody is going to use, although I've decided now I'm going to use it, so we're just going to keep it, but I'm going to find an actual place for it. I'm hoping that I can clear out this area here and make it my seed starting area. That window there gets full sun all day long, south facing, strong light. Just got to get everything cleared out. Yep, that is a hole in the wall that has not been fixed in probably a decade. I'm going to take care of that. So I'm going to clear that out. I'm going to redo the spackle, and I'm going to see if that room is okay to pull down the wallpaper, because it is peeling so bad over the whole room. Unfortunately, there's no light in that room, so I couldn't really get good pictures. I did take some pictures once I put my couch and a bunch of stuff in there. So yeah, you can see you can't really even get in the door at the moment. You just kind of got to go in and up and over and around the couches. And then there's like a little space where I can start like staging things. So that's going to be tomorrow's issue. That's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of things getting thrown out and tossed in the trash on Tuesday when the trash guys come. You see what I mean? These floors would be gorgeous if you would let me refinish them. But again, I'm only going to be here for a couple of years. I don't need to put that much money into it to be comfortable here. And that's really why I've decided to put so much work into this, because I have come home to stay here and there before, and I just kind of shoved myself in and lived out of boxes for a few months here and there to, just regroup and then go find a new apartment, because I've had a couple of landlords sell on me. I had another landlord that was not maintaining the building and didn't even have a permit for occupancy and wasn't supposed to be renting because she wasn't zoned multifamily. So I've had issues with housing before, had to come move home, regroup, and then move back out. And whenever I did, I just kind of shoved myself in among all the stuff and dealt with it and left. But I'm going to be here for quite a while this time, and I want to enjoy this time. And, it looks a lot more messy when you've got your things in with someone else's mess, so then it makes it look like you've made the place messy. And I would rather clear it out, do all the work, and just avoid the complaints about things being a mess when it's not my mess. So, yeah. But here are the floors. Like I said, they'd be beautiful if they were refinished. I think back when this was other family members' space, they had rugs in the middle, and they just painted red around the outside so that it would just make it look like the floor was finished around the rug. Here's what it looked like once I got my bedroom furniture in here, and that just looks so sad. I hate how my furniture just sort of blends into the walls, and it just looks drab, and then the floors, ugh. So yeah, that 70s fake wood paneling look. Ugh. So there's my pup and I watching TV, and you can see, look at that door. That is decades of oily, dirty hands, not even using the sort of doorknob to go in and out. So, yeah. Let me tell you, when I cleaned that off, I went spritz, spritz with the cleaner, and I wiped, and it all came off. So it's not really that hard. This is what happened when I washed about 2 feet deep along a 12-foot section of wall. Just shows you how long it's been since anybody's really been up here and done any maintaining. Some of the video game stuff that was left behind. Tomorrow I am taking that down to a local store that will pay me for those things, because honestly, I don't know if any of them even work. The PlayStation 4 that's in the background there, when I flipped that over, it was smashed and corroded, so who knows. I threw that out, but I'm going to bring the rest of the stuff to that store and maybe get a little money. Random collection of junk. We had about 4 trash bags full of DVDs. I decided that I really was not about getting splinters every day, and I really couldn't stand the look of the floor. And I couldn't go and do a floating floor or vinyl plank or anything like that. So I went for the cheapest possible option and got some vinyl sheet flooring that was very inexpensive, less than $1 a yard, and it just rolls out. Now, I couldn't fit it in my car, big 12-foot rolls, so I had them cut it into 3 4-foot sections and just rolled out, rolled out, rolled out. And so you can see the seams, and that's a little distracting, but does it need to be perfect? No. That looks so much better. And you can see on the drop ceiling that these used to be white, and they are so yellowed by nicotine. The whole place kind of smelled like smoke. So when I went into the would-be kitchen space and decided to start cleaning the trim, and I spritzed the trim with just a basic all-purpose Lysol degreaser, and this is what happened. Look at this. Back up to get the paper towel, and it's just dripping down, and then you wipe it. Ugh. So again, you've seen this bathroom now where we've got the gross pink color, and then it's just augmented by the yellow brown stain of nicotine and little drips coming down of nicotine all over the ugh. And look at these blinds. That is so dirty that the dirt won't come off. Those blinds cannot be saved. Those are going in the trash. But being that they are the third wall of the shower, it looks right out into the next door neighbor's house, so I need something that's going to cover that up. I've got ideas. I'll show you when we get there to the bathroom. This video is getting a little bit long, so I'm not going to go ahead and do all the progress that we've done. I'll do another video on that next week, and that's going to be really, really fun, like really telling of what you can do with just a little bit of money and a lot of elbow grease. And this isn't a full-on renovation, it's a facelift, and I call it the porcine renovation. I am now the porcine renovationista because this is lipstick on a pig. That's all it is. It's just making it look nice on the surface. There's a lot of things that I could have fixed that I didn't. We'll get to that in the next video when I go to painting the kitchen. That ended up being something totally different than I thought I was going to do, but it's just necessitated by the level of upkeep that the house has had in the last 30-ish years. So I'm going to sign off. Don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment, because if you've ever had to do something like this, if you've got ideas for what I can do with some of this junk that's lying around here, I'd love to know that. I've donated some of it to like Savers and places like that, so we'll see. So now you've seen kind of what I was walking into. So I'm going to leave it there, and we'll pick this up in the next video in the porcine renovation series, where I show you the progress on my bedroom, and then I'll give you a little peek at the kitchen, and we'll probably save that whole thing for its own video because that was an evolution over a few weeks. There's also the bathroom that has definitely started to look a little bit different. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can stay up to date and see this whole series, see what I'm doing, and then as we transition from making the space comfortable to making it so that I can get out of this space and into my own home where I can really go crazy on renovations and do fixes there that I wouldn't have been able to do here because this is not really my house. My next video after this is probably going to be another MIG grow off update, or it could be a seed haul depending on how fast some of my seed orders get here, because do I have a ton of seeds? Yes. Did I need more seeds? Debatable. Did I buy a lot more seeds? Oh yeah, I did. So I will see you guys in those videos. We're going to work on another renovation video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, we are really trying to hammer in on those watch hours. So if you guys wouldn't mind, come join me on my live streams Wednesday at 8 p.m. This Wednesday, we're having the wonderful Lisa from Yogi Hollow Farm as our guest. So you don't want to miss that. It's definitely going to be a fun night. And we'll probably invite more people up to kind of have a little bit of a party. That's kind of what happens whenever Lisa's on live or whenever she has her own lives. It's party time. So I will see you then. Don't forget to go back, watch some of my older videos. See you in our next video when we grow more wicked awesome food from yard to table. Bye-bye.